Hey there, responders and RMPs. Chrissy Brooks here with this week's hypothetical, week ending 10/4/2025. We're in October already. Wow, that went fast. Here comes peak. Hold on tight, right? All right, we're going to work through our decision tree and our response sheets, reading every word out loud because it's good practice and you know what? Keeps our mind fresh. So here's our scenario. A box with both an oxygen 2.2 hazard label and UPS hazardous material shipping papers is leaking on a belt line. There is a small hissing noise coming from within this box. When you open the box, you find one small oxygen tank. There are no fumes that irritate the skin, visible fumes, smoke, or irritating odors. Answer the questions below based on this scenario. So I'm going to pause here. Go ahead, pause the video. We'll come back after you go through your decision tree. See you in a second. All right, so as we go through our decision tree, we're going to get nose up here in our top box. This box, it has a diamond hazard label, so we're going to move over automatically. Oxygen is not one of our prohibited items. Oxygen is also not one of our items that is allowed, but that we don't clean up. Oxygen is not an edible liquid, of course. So we end up down here in our yellow box. We need to have a designated responder cleaning up this spill. And then the response or containment sheet that we're going to utilize, we are going to go and find our flammable gas or oxygen page. So let's go ahead and turn to that page in our decision tree. I should have had it already marked. There it is, page 9. We've got our oxygen diamond hazard label there. So action response steps, keep all sources of ignition away. Attempt to close the valve. So in this situation, and probably in most of your cylinder situations, that's what you're going to be doing. We're just going to be twisting that valve closed. And then disposition of it is going to depend on the waste disposal flow chart. So we'll talk about it when we get there. All right, so can you sign into the MFA page with your RACF and token? Hopefully. Verify that I can get into ETT with my password and my RACF, hopefully. Again, if you cannot, email me. I've had a lot of luck getting people in. I have some of you that we're still working on it. Don't give up. It's a process. It's a long process sometimes. So keep with me. We'll get you in, I promise. All right, and I know that I need to access that waste disposal flow chart electronically for every leaker that I will dispose of. And I know how to get to it through the quick reference guide in ETT. Hopefully, again, that's a yes. If not, watch this video right here. It's really helpful. All right, so let's go through our waste disposal flow charts. We've got a spilled, leaking liquid or powder that's been surrendered to the DMP. And actually, this one isn't liquid or powder, but it has a diamond hazard label. So that's why we've got it over in the DMP. We did not spill outside of a vehicle. We did not enter a drain. We do not have reportable quantity. Does the spilled product fall into one of these categories? Nicotine or other acute hazardous waste, biohazard substance, or biomedical? Pressurized cylinder. That's what we've got. We've got a pressurized cylinder. So we're going to end up in our red box. But what we're going to do when we're on this waste disposal flow chart in the quick reference guide, you can click directly right here on this appendix. It is hyperlinked. That is going to give you the Veolia pressurized cylinder questionnaire that you need to fill out, and I believe that we do these through an FWN. That one I'm not positive. I would have to call my environmental coordinator and find out, which is what the appendix tells you to do, to contact that environmental coordinator. We have lots of different kinds of cylinders in our system, both flammable and non-flammable, but they all get handled a little bit differently. Some of them we send off to be recycled. Some of them, like if it's a fire extinguisher, it goes with the fire extinguisher company that comes and checks our extinguishers. Soda streams got a special process. Oxygen tanks have a special process. So get with your environmental coordinator. That's what that appendix is going to tell you to do. So we need to answer this one. We ended up down here in our red box. And then what do you do with those RCRA clean containers? We are going to throw them away. So we've got cleaning solution. We dump it out. This bottle is now empty. We're going to chuck that in the trash can. We're going to keep that empty plastic bottle out of the hazardous waste stream. What tool do we use that tells us how to dispose of hazardous materials? We just used it, the waste disposal flow chart. And hopefully, well, actually, it's the first week, and we're only technically, while I'm recording this, it's Sunday, so we're not even in October yet. But make sure you're working on that DOK. Make sure you know the answers to those questions. When the EPA or when OSHA comes in, those are the questions that they're going to ask you and ask your responders. So make sure that you know the questions and the answers on that DOK. If you don't have a copy of it, shoot me an email. Have your manager shoot me an email. I will get you a copy of it. That is important knowledge for us. All right, everybody's favorite page. Go ahead, use the drop downs. Find yourself in there. Division, center, last name, first name, employee number. If you are not on the list, please contact me so that I can figure out why you're not on the list. And please do not forget to click that last brown button. That is what sends it my way so that I can get you off the naughty list of those who do not have their hypo done yet. All right, everybody, thanks so much for hanging with me. I will see you guys all next week. Have a great, safe week. Stay cool out there.